Mottainai. This is what my grandma told me all the time. It means never waste anything in Japanese. Now I become parent and I tell my kids the same thing, but if I ask myself, can I confidently say that to my kids? The answer is probably not. So today I'm going to practice it on myself by sharing my grandma's mottainai recipe, which we are going to repurpose used kombu without tossing away. I got 3 Japanese vegan recipes for you. Let's talk about the kombu. About 90% of kombu you find in Japan is harvested in the Hokkaido area, located in the northern part of Japan and has a low temperature ocean environment. I got the thick kombu. You can use any type of kombu, but the thicker it gets, the tougher the texture will be. And when you soak in the water, make sure not to rinse this white spot. This is where the umami came from. So just roughly wipe off the dust if it's needed. After 30 minutes or so, the liquid will be your dashi, which is a broth in English. And these used kombu are the one we are going to use today. First up, kombu no gudani, which is preservable kombu cooked in sweetened soy sauce. I usually shred them thinly, then keep it in the bag and freeze it until it gets substantial amount of kombu. I need about 2 cups of shredded kombu to make one batch. Make sure to shred them as thin as possible if you don't want the texture to be too chewy and tough, especially if you have a kid. The softer it gets, easier to chew. You can also use kitchen scissors if you want. Because my grandma went through the wartime shortage, she truly knows how valuable the food is, whereas I understand it in my brain, but I always think there is something I can do more as I talk to you guys over time. Now to the pot, add kombu followed by 1 cup of water and 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Vinegar will break down the fiber of kombu and help to soften. You will only taste a hint of vinegar, so no worries. Just before it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to low and simmer it for 20 to 30 minutes. How long it cooks is depending on how thick your kombu is and how soft you want it to be. I did about 20 minutes this time since I like to have a bit of texture left, but if you want to cook it longer, go ahead and add a little more water until you get the desired texture. We will come back later. Next one, we are going to make a kombu miso paste using homemade veggie broth. We will need miso paste, any miso will do, and shiitake mushroom, water, used kombu, a piece of leftover vegetables. You usually toss it away. I got skin of carrot, green part of leek, skin of onion, outer side of a broccoli, and stem of mushroom. Use whatever you have on hand. I personally recommend the ones which has a natural sweetness like onion, Chinese cabbage, and sweet potato. Into the heavy bottom pot, place all the vegetable along with the water, submerge them. I got 3 cups of water today. Exact measurement will be listed on my blog. The link is on the description box below. And bring it to the stove. And start heating up over high heat. Just before it comes to a boil, lower the heat and cook it for about 30 minutes. No rapid boil here as it draws the bitterness from the veggies. And I forgot to add the shiitake mushroom, so adding it now. I hope you guys won't forget that. Back to kombu, as you can see, almost all the water has evaporated. If the kombu is too tough, please splash some water and cook it longer. For me, it looks perfect, so we're gonna add other seasonings. In goes 2 tablespoons of rice wine, 2 tablespoons of mirin, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. It looks too savory, but this is supposed to be enjoyed only a small portion each time, so don't be too intimidated. Once it comes to a boil, lower the heat and simmer it another 20 minutes. Let's check on the veggie broth. It's been 20 minutes. Off the heat and let it come down to the room temperature if you have time. More flavor will come out as it cools down. But today, I don't have much time, so I'm gonna go ahead and strain the soup. Depending on which veggie you use, the taste will be completely different, which is the beauty of this broth. So try many variety of vegetable and explore your own broth. And just a heads up, make sure the vegetables are organic and well rinsed before it's cooked. Keep it in a glass jar and it will last 5 days in the fridge. Now we're gonna assemble everything together. To a blender, add used kombu. I have about 5-inch square kombu, cut into small pieces to make sure not to stick at the bottom. Then add 4 tablespoons of veggie broth. And shiitake mushroom for more flavor. It was hiding under the veggies. Don't forget the stem as well. And the miso paste, I'm using 150 grams of yellow miso paste for today, equivalent to about 3/4 cup. You can use any type of miso paste you want. Then time to bleach up. This one I see my grandma making all the time, but never implementing it by myself. When everything is fully mixed and becomes smooth, stop and scrape off the miso paste. Keep it in a container. It will last up to a week in the fridge. It's quite salty, as it's just like a miso paste, but has an umami taste from the kombu and veggie broth. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use this kombu miso paste into your cooking, so stay tuned. This tofu miso curry was heavenly, friends. I can't wait to share with you. By the time your kombu should be nice and cooked, when almost all the liquid is evaporated off the heat and transferred to the container. And sprinkle some toasted sesame seed and ready to be enjoyed. You can keep this in the fridge for 3 weeks. My family usually top it on the rice or mixed it into the pasta or just toss with the vegetables along with your favorite oil to make a simple salad. Now let me show you how to make onigiri using this kombu no gudani. Prepare the steamed sushi rice. If you want to know how to make sushi rice properly, please watch the other video linked on the description box. On the bowl, place plastic wrap and scoop rice. Make a hole and nestle your kombu no gudani. And cover it with the rice again. Close it up and roughly make a bowl shape. Don't squeeze it as we don't want to mash the fluffy rice. Wet your hand to prevent from sticking. And take a little bit of salt and spread to your palm by rubbing it. Take your rice bowl and rotate as you keep molding and pressing gently for about 5 times. I should wet my palm more. The rice is kind of sticking, but anyway. Wrap with your nori seaweed immediately to fix the triangle shape. And ta-da! Your onigiri is ready. If you want to make it tight, just do the whole process inside of the plastic wrap. I have another onigiri video showing how to do it. So again, the link is on the description box. In my opinion, this is the king of onigiri. I really want you guys to try it. Lastly, let me introduce one more recipe using kombu miso paste we cooked earlier. When the avocado is unripe, I find this recipe in my favorite cookbook. It's vegan, but to be honest, a little bit controversial whether it's really tasty or not in my household. Let me share with you just for the inspiration. Cut out of an avocado in half and remove the pit. Be careful with your hand. Then fill up the hole with kombu miso mixture. I'll say just a half teaspoon is enough because it's very salty. Place it on the aluminum foil, then chop the tomato into quarters. Garnish it on the avocado. And drizzle a touch of olive oil. Close it up. and pop them into the oven 200 Celsius for about 10 minutes. I preheated the oven, by the way. After 10 minutes, take them out once and open the aluminum foil. Back into the oven and cook it for another 5 to 7 minutes until the tomato is nicely roasted. Ready to be enjoyed. In my opinion, it actually tastes better without tomato. So instead, we crush the black pepper to sharpen up the taste. If you have an unripe avocado and want to use it up, please give it a try and let me know what you think. I hope you got some inspiration from today's grandma's recipe. As I mentioned in the video, for the next one, I'm going to share delicious recipes using today's KOMBU miso paste. So don't forget to subscribe and put the notification bell so that you won't miss any video in the future. It sounds so much like a YouTuber, isn't it? But anyway, I only have 4 hours before I publish this video on the YouTube, so I better get going and editing before kids come back from the park. Thanks for watching and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye, mata ne!